In today's video, we will take you to the places associated with the legendary King Arthur. You will see the picturesque seaside village of Tintagel, a place where he was conceived, Merlin's cave, holy springs of St. Nectan's. We will see Winchester, which was once a capital city, a place where King Arthur assembled the knights of the Round Table. We will visit Glastonbury, where King Arthur fought a battle, and the healing springs of Chalice well, where he was healed. The enigmatic Tor and the mysterious hill, which is connected by ley lines to St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall and Avebury. King Arthur may have been a real man, or could have been a legend. Evidence points at the historical works which were based on whatever little was written, legends and poetry, stories passed on verbally. The further back we go in time, the harder it is to call anything an evidence, to be honest, so it's a question of belief more than the question of evidence. Either way, the places associated with the mysterious king are real, and you can certainly visit them too. The first place we will visit is Tintagel, a beautiful seaside village in Cornwall, famous for the castle where King Arthur was born. The castle is located in a very special place. It stands isolated on a gigantic rock. It's not a typical place to build a castle for coastal defense, but it is here anyway. The ruins are here for us to see and guess their purpose.
To me, it's all about the scale, about the sense of grandioseness, the grandeur, if you will. But look at that little fence right there on the top of the cliff. You can see how small the people are. Behind me, you see the rock. But it's not just any rock, it's a very, very special place. According to the legend, this is the place where King Arthur was conceived. And that cave, or should I say array of caves, is where Merlin lived.
Right under this castle, there is a cave. According to the legend, Merlin, the great magician, and the advisor of King Arthur, the sorcerer who built Stonehenge, lived there. To be honest, living in that cave would have been a challenge, but having a secret shrine or a place of worship or rituals, quite possibly. There are other smaller caves around, which are dead-end caves. But were they always ending in dead ends? Or could this whole rock be a gigantic maze of caves and caverns? I guess we'll never know. Perhaps Merlin did live in one of these secret caves, if either of them existed, of course. It is incredible to observe this magnificent beauty together with the waterfall and the crushing waves of the sea. It takes my breath away thinking that if King Arthur was real, he could have walked these very same coastal paths, climbed the same cliffs, and saw the same views. The neighboring village of Bose Castle is home to the world's largest natural harbour, and its beauty is unprecedented. It is so close to Tintagel that you can either enjoy a long walk or take a short but picturesque drive. Tucked away in the woods, there is a spring which has a lot of myths and legends associated with it. Legend has it that King Arthur and his knights were visiting the spring to bathe in before embarking on a journey to find the Holy Grail. Fine waterfall of St. Nectan's is definitely worth a visit. A long walk through the woods will take you to this place. To me it feels more like a shrine, like a place of worship in a way. There is definitely a very special atmosphere there. Moving on along the life of King Arthur, our next place is Winchester. In the year of 871, under the rule of Anglo-Saxon king Alfred the Great, Winchester was a capital city as well as the most important city in the country. King Alfred was only 21 when he established Winchester as a capital city. This is Winchester Castle. Built in 12th century, it holds the Winchester Round Table, which is the King Arthur's Round Table. It hanged in the Great Hall since at least 1463. The Round Table was mentioned in 1155 in the Roman de Brut, the earliest surviving chronicle of British history. It is told that the table was made so that all of the barons sat around it would be equal. Could it be true or could it be a legend? We still don't know, but I love the concept. And finally Glastonbury. The small town at the base of gigantic Glastonbury Tor holds many mysteries surrounding the life of King Arthur.
If you stare into the abyss stares back at you. The famous words by Friedrich Nietzsche. Obviously, in this town, in this place, they could be interpreted fairly literally. There are so many places where you sort of think, what am I looking at over here? There are so many religions, so many spiritual places, centers, chapels, that it almost creates a kaleidoscope of this spirituality, of religions, of different creeds and objects that are to do with it. Crystals, wands, other strange religious artifacts. But it's a really curious place to be, and it's a really curious place to see. So we are definitely on the journey here. Passing by the black obsidian shrine mirror, I can catch the glimpses of perhaps some other strange world.
It is here, in the ruins of Glastonbury Abbey, King Arthur, together with his wife Guinevere, are said to be laid to rest. Whether it is true or not, it is a question of belief. The monks have found the remains in 12th century, which started pilgrimage from all across the country. The abbey is very special because it is the earliest Christian foundation linked to Joseph of Arimathea, who was the uncle of Jesus. Joseph of Arimathea was a wealthy man who was assumed the responsibility of burial of Christ after the crucifixion. It is believed that he traveled to Britain and took young Jesus with him. The Arthurian legends became very popular when in 1278 King Edward I traveled to Glastonbury to watch the reburial of the legendary heroes.
It really is quite incredible to see that it's not just crystals, cafes, and dare I say all the usual, but look at this. There's some incredible bookshops out here which explore all kinds of spiritual subjects. It's very easy to get lost and to be overwhelmed by so many different shops and different themes, so to speak. But for us it was quite interesting to be sort of level-headed and explore a little bit of everything, see what's out there. This is quite an interesting shop. It's got quite a lot of fragrances, quite a lot of essential oils, and the aromas that are out there is quite incredible. Never experienced so many aromas like that. Certainly very interesting place. behind me there are the most magnificent gardens that surround the holy springs that were there since time immemorial. Now, the biggest and the most incredible thing about these springs is there were always legends surrounding them. Now, be it Arthurian, be it earlier legends, pagan legends, there's always something has been going on around these incredible water springs.
The Chalice well springs, which are located at the base of the Glastonbury Tor, are also believed to be connected to the Arthurian legends. It is here that King Arthur was healed by the springs of Chalice well after his last battle. Those springs are as active now as they were back then, and people come to drink the very special local water. By the way, there are two kinds of water here, white and red. Obviously the red one is ever so slightly red. It tastes very metallic, almost savory. Located at the bottom of the Tor, those springs are very, very special. This is Glastonbury Tor, the magnificent hill which looks very out of place for the local landscape. The tower on the top of this hill is St. Michael's Tower. Celtic legends say that beneath this hill the realm of Anwin, guided by the Gwyn ab Nudd, is located. The more recent legend suggests that there lies a holy grail brought there by Joseph of Arimathea. Another interesting find about the Tor is that there were tunnels discovered and explored by Bligh Bond. Very little was concluded of them as they were too small to walk through. Being only 3 feet tall, it was very challenging to crawl through them and explore. Tor is also believed to be connected to other sacred places by what is known as St. Michael ley line. The mysterious Avebury with its stone circle is another enigmatic place, which is also on this ley line. The Romans used this hilltop, then a church was built on it, and the tower you see today, St. Michael's Tower, is of St. Michael's Church, which was destroyed in 14th century. King Arthur may have been a myth, but the places are real, and they are definitely worth a visit. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos about incredible places, learn the legends associated with them, and of course, be inspired to travel. So until next time, bye bye.